and you wanted to
Yes.
create a raml file. So what's
Yeah,
your
I was
experience on raml? Have you created any before?
for the raml. I haven't created any yet, so it's my first time actually.
Okay. So you can create raml in Anypoint Studio and also in Anypoint platform. Anypoint's platform is much easier because it gives you content assist. So you type and it will give you options on what's the next action to take. So let's
Mm.
log into Anypoint platform now, and I'll explain how to create the API from there.
Here.
Yes. Go to Design Center. That's shown on the
Start
screen.
design.
Yes.
Okay.
So click on Create New.
UAPI spec.
Correct. So you can create an API, you can create application and many other options using Design Center. We'll start with an API. Give the name of your API. Next, yeah. Click on Hide button there. Let that disappear. Click on Create API.
Okay.
So the title of your API is shown here.
Mm-hmm.
Create a new line number 3, line number 4. Enter. Next, what do you want to create? You want to create a resource within this API. So type / and your resource name.
Okay. So where's this one?
All right. So type / POSTS colon enter. Now this is the content assist button.
Ah, okay.
Here you can create a get method, a post method, so on. Click on get. The
Okay.
next thing that you want to do is you want to create an input and an output. For get method, there is no input. So let's
Mm-hmm.
go click on and responses. Type in res colon. Now the response status codes are 200, 201, so on. Click on 200 and here we will create output body. So type body or click on body, then click on application JSON and then click write example. We need a type. Yes, we have to declare what the type is. Since you have not created any data structure, we'll
Mm-hmm.
inline it. So we will say we need an output message. Type message message colon and write some text there, such as hello world or something.
Okay.
Now on your right, you see the post resource and
Mm-hmm.
the get HTTP method. Click on the HTTP get method. So when you click on that, you see an endpoint for a mock service.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll down. You see the response body that we created
Mm-hmm.
for HTTP status code of 200. And scroll down. You see the sample data that we typed called message hello world is also shown there.
Mm-hmm.
Now scroll to the top, click on try it. Click on send button. You got a 200
Okay.
OK from the mock
Mm-hmm.
server. And what's the data? Scroll down. You got it.
Mm.
Now this is a simple raml without any query parameters, without any other checks. So now let's go back to your requirement. What do you want to create?
The second one, the post one.
Somebody invokes PO post the first one. So what's the response that you're supposed to send? For the first post, okay.
This one.
So if the post resource is invoked, you will send a collection of post. And if the
Mm-hmm.
post slash an identifier such as 1, 2, 3 is given, then you will give that particular post, one single post. Okay. So what you have to do is you'll have to create a data structure now in API Designer. Click on the plus button on your left, new file, select specification and say, what are we creating? Scroll down, data type.
Data type. Okay.
Okay, now give it a meaningful name. Let's say API training dash data type or POSTS dash data type. Whatever is meaningful for you, you can type that. So this is done. Click on create. Now, what was the type that, what were the elements within POSTS, that link? So copy the field names and type it here.
Okay.
User ID was one of the field names. The way that you would type it is you would first say, what do you want to create? You want to create a type, which is an object. Go to line number 2. Uh, since you have already pasted some invalid content, let's mm, okay, go to line number 2, add a few lines, new line characters, so that the invalid content goes to the bottom and we can type the actual valid content. Go to line number 1, press new line multiple times, enter button, few times, yes, few more, yes. Go to line number 2 now and type PYP colon space
Sorry, what's that
check.
again?
PYPE, type T for Tom in small case, everything in small case,
Okay.
colon object. Object, we are creating an object and that has a few properties. Click on enter, then a tab, no, tab is not required. Properties, type properties, PRO, yes. What are the properties that we are interested in? What's the first one? User ID. Copy and paste that. User ID. Or just type it. Double quotes is not required.
Okay.
Colon, space. What is the data type for user ID? Is it a string, integer? Type that. Yeah. Enter. Enter button. ID. Do the same thing for the remaining fields.
Oh, this is a number. body. Okay,
Now delete the contents which are not relevant to us.
this one.
Yes. Put a space after body. A colon, what's that? Body, colon, space, string. Do the same thing with the title. Okay. Now next, let's add this data type in the main or root raml file, that is API/training. So for that, click on this and go to line number 3 and,
Mm-hmm.
and write type type. Yeah, click that. Next, go to line number 3 and put a space and then an exclamation mark. Include, yes. So what's the error that it is giving you?
Top level element describing invalid type.
Invalid type. Oh, you have to give a name for that type. So go to line number 3 and after the space, press and enter. Press enter. Now give a name, post, something like that. Colon. To make it more clear that post is a type, data type, uh, write POST, capital T.
Capital.
Yeah. So there's HTTP method post, and there's also the post that we are. Yeah, use this. Next, scroll down and message that we have created. Delete that. Use hash include, exclamation mark include on line number 12. Example colon space, yeah, include, and we have to give an example, not a type. So what we'll do is API training dash example dot raml. Change the name like that.
Okay.
API training dash example. Yeah. So go to the previous line, that is line number 11, and press and enter after application. Yeah. TY, type that, colon, POST, capital TYPE. So we're declaring that the response from this will be of post type, and it will come from the example.raml. So let's create a file called example.raml. On the
Okay.
left, click on the plus button. API training hyphen example. Modify the type from specification.
Oh, sorry. I clicked it.
Yeah.
Try again.
Previously, we created an object file type of data type. The first one that we created was a root XML. Now what do we want to do? We want to create an example file.
Mm-hmm.
So select example,
Great.
yeah, create.
Okay.
Now you will have to give the username, the field name and the field values here. So the way that you would give that is, what was the first field name?
The user ID.
Yeah, ID, user ID. Type that, colon, space, type some user ID or copy from your, that output.
One.
Yeah, enter
Same
ID.
as.
Yes,
Okay.
small I, one, title.
I'll copy this.
Okay, copy with double quotes or you can type double quotes. Enter body. Yes. Now save this and go back to your root raml file. Yeah, that's the one. So here, what does it say? What is the error? Raml not found. So delete one or two characters from it and add those characters back so that the refresh happens.
Mm.
Yes, example. So the error has gone away. The refresh has occurred, isn't it? Oh, okay. So it's not finding the proper data structure. So do a control and click so that it will go to that proper file. See, or you can just double click on the example file. That's it. Now, uh, we were supposed to create an object, and this is a named value.
Mm-hmm.
So delete the line number two. Delete the contents from line number two,
Okay.
and there's an additional space character there. Tab is being used. Take away the tab character.
Tab.
Mm, Go back to the root raml file and see
Okay.
if the error still exists. Error
No.
has gone away, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
was we gave a name to the example that we created. That was auto-generated. When we deleted that name, now
Mm-hmm.
the error has gone away. So now go to post resource and get HTTP on your right, called documentation. You click on that. Get HTTP with that, and click on try this. Try it, yeah. So now you should be getting the data from that example file.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. So next, what we need to do is change. We need to create an array of post types and create a new file for that array.
Okay.
So change that on line number 12, change the type to post type and square brackets. Open and close the square brackets to declare it as an array. Square brackets.
Oh, sorry.
That's it. So this has been declared as a array. Next, now the data, the example that we have given does not match the type that we have declared.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to change that. Hmm. So create another example file for this and say, name it as API training dash examples. Create a new file with that
Same name, API training.
dash examples. With a, yes, examples, plural. Change the, yeah, change it from specification to example. Yes, create. Delete the second line and add a hyphen. Type in value. Okay, on line number 2, type with delete line number 2. Type value VALUE colon enter hyphen enter. Put two tab characters. So before on line number 3, there has to be two tab characters. I see only one. Add one more. Tab, not a hyphen. Before the hyphen, add a tab character. Before hyphen, that's the beginning of the line, has to have another tab. Yes. Give a tab character. Yeah. That's it. Now put your
Okay.
mouse pointer at the, click on backspace so that the space goes away. Now enter and tab, ID, small i's. What was that? User ID, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, user ID.
User ID, I capital, yes, colon, yeah, type the values for it.
Okay.
User ID would be 1 and ID would be 1, title is so and so. So type all those. No, double quote should not be used because this is not a string.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So in the previous file, we created one example, and in this file, we want to create multiple.
Mm. Okay.
Press enter and one more enter, backspace, hyphen, enter, hyphen, enter, tab character, tab, repeat it, user ID 2, ID 3, so on. I has to be capital in user ID.
Same. So I can copy paste this one.
Something new, user ID 2, like that. You don't want the same
Awesome.
data to repeat. Yes.
You can say it as two.
Yeah. All right. Now save this file. Go back to your root raml file and linked to this file. So change example, put a yes there. Right. Now what we'll do, we'll test it. So let's invoke the get method. Click on try it. Send the request. You get an array now with
Mm-hmm.
two elements within it, two
Mm-hmm.
objects. So this is what we were expecting. So the next option is what you need to create a URI parameter for the get method.
Mm-hmm.
So here lots of disturbance. Are you outside somewhere traveling?
Oh, sorry. My fan. My fan is beside me.
Okay.
Sorry about that
So
noise.
go to the top of the page and find, yes, top of the page. Go click on get on line number 7.
Okay.
Scroll one character towards your left. Yes. Now, just by using the down arrow key, you have to come down to the last line of this page. This is because we want to work with the same alignment as the get HTTP method. So
Mm-hmm.
now type forward slash I within flower brackets, type ID in capital. Flower bracket open, not the square brackets, flower brackets, curly brackets. Yeah. Now within that, type I capital, D capital.
Okay.
I think you made a mistake. Put a colon and then click on enter. After the curly bracket, colon, enter, enter, get. Delete line number 15.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's test this. Over your right, which is called as documentation or API console, scroll to the top. Yes, documentation. Click on that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Once more. On it once more.
This one?
Second. No, no. Second one. The one that you clicked earlier. Yeah.
This one.
Yes. When you click on this twice, or when you scroll towards the top, what happens? You get to see what are the methods. Uh, Click on those three dashes next to the documentation. Do you see that in the middle of the page? Three lines.
Three dashes.
Okay, it's in the middle of the page. Yes, that one. Click on that. It's like a browse button. So click on. You see that post has a method within it, a URI path within it called ID. Click on ID.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ID has a get method. So I was wondering whether we created the ID path parameter or URI parameter within the post
Mm-hmm.
resource or outside it. So with this, I have
Okay.
it is a child of POSTS. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now what we need to do, we need to replicate the same thing that we did for the get method of post. So copy the contents from there and paste it, or you can type them. So what does get have? It has a response. enter button, response. And what does response have? Instead
200
of it is code 200, and
body.
then a body, enter, and from within body you have application JSON
And
and
type.
type, correct? Type is post type. That's not an array. Post type. POST TYPE. Previously we created an array and now we'll create a single entry. So
Mhm.
enter, enter, and now you have to give an example. Example, and you don't want to hard code the example here, you just can include the example. So go back to line number 21 and type exclamation mark include.
Hmm. Okay, so it will call.
Yes. Example. Second option. Second option has just one entry and third option had two entries. That is why we are giving this. Now you can test it. Go click on ID on your, yeah, it's in a get method. Try it.
Right.
Now it's
URL.
asking ID parameter. Give us 1, 2, 3 or something. Type that. Scroll down. Send. Yeah. So you get one entry here and
Mhm.
multiple entries in the post method. The POSTS result. Yeah. That's how you work with ramls.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Create examples, and then you create a root raml file and link them all together. Similarly, you can create a post method or anything.
I see. It looks easy, but if it's there are lots of methods, then it will be like complicated.
Mm. To get started with, it looks little difficult, but once you create a 2 or 3 raml files, then the work becomes easy because you have what is that? You have assistance from the platform. If
Mm.
you do the same thing in Studio, it does not show you the lines that start from the
Yeah,
get and 200 and body and so on. So it's not as helpful there.
that's true. Yeah. So,
Because
can
you
I
want,
copy this file
no
onto my
need to
edit?
copy
Just
this. You
no need.
can no need to copy this. You can publish this into your Exchange. Click on publish to Exchange. Type the version 100, asset version 100, and API version as V1.
Publish.
The Exchange. You don't have to copy and paste assets from platform to your studio and again from studio to, it's linked to your credentials. So you can type here and the thing comes to your studio.
Mm-hmm.
It's published. Now let's go back to your studio, and here what do you need? You need that API. Select mule dependencies,
Okay.
manage APIs, and there the plus button. From Exchange and search. What was the name that we gave to this? API training, right?
There.
Yeah. Click on that. Click on add and finish. You can select the versions that you're interested in. Since 100 is the only version that we have, we'll use that, apply, and close. Scaffolding, yes. When you click on scaffolding, you get a mule project, mule flow created. If you go to mulesoft.training.mulesoft.com, they give free courses. So you can register yourself to those free courses and go through the videos available in that website as well.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try that.
Is it
Okay,
done?
thank you
Click
so
on
much.
apply and close. Now look at the uh, yes. Now this is the interface that is created for us. From
Ah, okay.
there is a get method and there is a get method with a URI parameter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What we'll do is we'll rename it to interface. Rename API underscore training to interface.xml. INTER. F2 is the shortcut.
Interface.
Yes. .xml. Now click on OK and go to raml training, the second file. Let me look at what contents you have within it, and we'll create an implementation file. raml training is empty, so change this to implementation. F2, shortcut is F2.
Okay. Why it's not clicking?
If it's not happening, then right click on it, and then you can refactor it. Click on refactor and select rename. Implementation.
Okay.
We have to implement two flows, uh, one for post resource and the other one for array. So click on implementation and drag and drop a flow component to it. Yes. And change the name of the flow to, what are we doing here? Get, GET, small letter, POSTS, P capital. Yeah. So multiple post, we are going to extract that. So
Mhm.
in go back to interface, go to interface, go find the flow which says get method and post resource.
This one.
Yes. Look at the transform message, the content of transform message. Copy the entire thing and paste it in implementation.
Here in output, right?
Drag and drop a logger component into this flow.
Inside.
Yes,
Hmm.
that's it. Leave it be empty. So you can implement the logic as you wish. For now, what we have done is we have uploaded the data.
Mm. Okay.
We create. So we create an array of two post data types and respond. We'll also
Mm.
log the data into console. What is the next thing that we have to do? Drag and drop the transform message into somewhere on this canvas. From your right palette, drag transform message and drop it on the white space. That is canvas.
Here.
Yes. Another flow has been created. That was our intention. Now, what do we want to achieve? Rename the flow as get post post. Just that's it. Now, copy and paste the contents of the URI parameter with ID. Yes. Click on transform message. Yes. Copy the entire thing and paste it. Put a logger component. So we have created two flows and we have moved them into implementation just to
Mm-hmm.
make it clear that the API or, or raml file works with the interface.xml and the actual implementation of the business logic is in implementation.xml. Now we have to link interface with implementation. To do that, click on interface, delete the values, the two transform messages,
I'll delete this one.
not the flow, click delete only the transform message.
Okay.
Yes, delete the transform message, right click delete, and the other transform message as well, and drag and drop a flow reference, and select the flow reference that you're interested in. Configure the properties, that is flow name, click on the flow name, save, not that one, the one below. Type GET POST, third one, yes.
Okay.
Now change the display name to the same as a flow name. Type GET POST, yes. Do the same, done. Now this interface has been implemented. There's a link from this interface to the implementation file. It's to the same link to the other on top. You see that there is a transform message. Delete that.
And then flow reference.
And GET POSTS. P has to be capital. That is why you see a red X mark saying the value is incorrect.
Mm.
Yes. Save this. And let's test it. Right
Okay.
click, new project.
Run.
Yes, raml training, correct. That's the name of your project.
Okay.
Now, on your left, you see a Java or a Maven dependency called API underscore training version 100. Do you see that on your left?
EP.
Under the dependencies
This
of
one. This one.
API kit is a dependency, and API training version 1.0.0,
Mm-hmm.
another dependency. If you can expand that, this is a jar file. Expand it. Yes, expand it once more. And the files that you created in the designer. Huh?
Mm.
If you want to edit this, you can edit it, but
Mm-hmm.
this is the zip file. The contents of the zip file will not be edited. If you want to modify this, you'll have to say edit specification, and a new mule project will be created automatically in your studio, and that mule project can be edited and published to the exchange.
Okay.
Right click on the API training.raml file, double click on it, the raml file, open it, try to modify this. You won't be able to modify. It is not editable. You cannot delete anything. You can
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
now right click on this file and say, right click in the middle of the screen. There is a white space, isn't it? Right click there, and you see edit specification. No, there's somewhere else. Right click on API training V100 and try see look for the option called edit specification, API training, edit specification. Yes. Continue.
Continue.
Yes. It's importing API specification. It's
Mm-hmm.
100% downloaded. It's creating a new project. All these progress information is visible in the status bar. The type of project is easy. Yeah, switch. Yes. Perspective has now changed, and you is the new project visible in your studio? API underscore training master. Is that visible?
Mm. Okay, okay.
You can edit this and you can publish to Exchange.
Mm. I see.
Try, try modifying that file. In the example, yeah, space, enter, ABCD, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can modify. Cool. Now we'll go back to testing our implementation. So to test it, you have to use a Postman or you have to use the browser.
Maybe a browser will do.
Now, before that, let me also show you, go back to the studio about API console slash enter, enter. Yes. So this is your from your local host from your laptop.
Mm-hmm.
This is your console. And you see the get methods. Click on the get method of your post resource. Click on try it. Click on send. The data is being sent to the endpoint called localhost 8081 colon API slash POSTS. That's the endpoints. If you scroll to the top, you'll see that value there.
Mm.
You can test that endpoint with Postman or try that. Paste it in browser.
Ah, okay. Mm-hmm.
Go back to API console and we will try the ID URI parameter. Click on ID on your left in API console. Not here, in the browser. You see ID on your left.
Yeah.
Yes. Click on the get method.
Try it.
Yes. Try. Provide the value as 1, 2, or 3. Down below. Yes. Click on send. Scroll down. Now copy the endpoint and try it in browser.
Mm.
So you got your collection and individual entry, one and many, both.
Okay.
Tried that in a mock service, and you also tried that in platform and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks great.
that's it. You
Yeah.
can try on yourself by yourself or for the remaining resources.
Yeah. This is very helpful.
Yeah. Okay, Brian. I'll log off now, and you
Okay.
can have a good
Yes.
day.
Thank you so much again, Vishnu. This is very helpful.
Publish this to YouTube so that it can help others as well.
Yes, I will use this. Yeah. And I will share your channel as well on my teammates.
Okay, do that.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.